Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Ajhd, episode 6. It's a big deal, and settle in because we got a good episode ahead of us. Now, I just got back from my winter break. 2 weeks of travel, spending time with family, and vacation, and it was great. Santa treated me well. Got new AirPod Pros. And these have a soundproof feature that basically the science behind it is like sending out a frequency that cancels out other frequencies that are trying to come into your ears, and it soundproofs your world. About it's like I'd say like 75% soundproof, so it's really cool. I'm someone who really easily gets distracted by noise. So, thank you, Santa. I love these. We have a lot to talk about today. First off, over winter break, my entire family went out east because I have family out east. And my family on the East Coast are some of my favorite human beings on this planet. I had an amazing time, so much fun. That's why I didn't really record the podcast. I was just spending time with family and didn't do school, didn't do the podcast, I didn't really do a lot of the stuff I'm normally doing because I wanted to take that time and really enjoy my vacation. So that's what I was up to. Traveling is one of my favorite things to do. I believe that I could seriously be in an airport for an entire week, just an airport, maybe flying on planes, whatever. That whole atmosphere I feel extremely comfortable with, and I love and I enjoy, and I just loved traveling out there. I do that. I go on a lot of trips. Last year I took a total of 20 flights, and I'm trying to beat that this year. Speaking of this year, it is now 2022. Woo! Celebration, everyone. We are in the new year, and a lot of people have differing opinions on New Year's resolutions. Are they good? Are they bad? What I like to say is I don't really think it's a bad thing to have New Year's resolutions. A lot of people don't like them because people don't follow through on their New Year's resolutions. But it is always a good time to reflect. I like reflecting at different parts of the year, especially my birthday and New Year's. Reflect on my life, what I'm trying to go for. And this year, I don't necessarily think of them as resolutions, more of things I've been trying to improve on for a long time. But I'm trying to read a book a week. Last year, I think I read 10 or 11 books, and my goal was to read a book a month. Now I'm trying to read a book a week, and you might be thinking, AJ, we're 2 weeks into the year. Well, I've already read 2 books. These are the 2 books that I've read. They're both autobiographies. This is that new Will Smith autobiography for you video watchers, and this is the Dave Grohl, the storyteller autobiography. Both of these I would recommend if you are into reading. I really liked Will Smith's book a ton. I've been a fan of Will Smith since 5th grade. I did a school project on him. I did a bunch of research on him back then. And when his book came out, I almost instantly bought it. I really enjoyed the book. Give you pretty much a full autobiography. Kind of shows you how amazing of a person he is, but also shows you that he's human. He has problems emotionally and like turmoil, anxieties that pretty much everyone has. So it's kind of cool to see someone you look up to be very vulnerable in a book, be very honest, but also talk about. I absolutely am obsessed with reading stories where people went from nothing to something. I'm not saying Will Smith was doing bad before his fame, but being famous and being successful are some things I aspire to be one day. So reading someone do it, I'm 20 years old, and seeing someone do it at 17 or 18, whatever the age it was where he started getting fame off his rap career is really cool. And he transitioned that into a career that is absolutely amazing to watch today. So I really enjoyed the book. The Dave Grohl book, as you guys know, I'm really into punk rock music and rock music in general. So it was a ton of fun to listen to this. Read this book. It was also, Dave Grohl quit high school when he was 17 and joined a band, and then quit that band to join Nirvana, and then eventually started the Foo Fighters. And there's a ton more. It's like almost 400 pages, and this book is also a very good read. I think you would enjoy the book if you enjoy rock music. So read the book. I might start doing like little mini book reviews during a segment on the podcast, just because I'm going to be reading a book a week. But already we're almost 1,000 pages into this year, so feeling really good about that. Over winter break, I also went to New York City because I was out east and it was close, and New York City is amazing. Went to Central Park, went to a bunch of shopping places. H&M is my favorite clothing store, and I probably dropped like $150 at H&M, which is pretty hefty for me, and I felt good. Go check out my photos on Instagram at AJMonster101 if you want to see my trip to New York. Other than that, just spent a lot of time with family over winter break and had a ton of fun. Looking at my notes here for the podcast, already talked about winter break, talked about books I've read this year. Oh, my second goal for New Year's is to travel more. And you might be thinking, AJ, you traveled a ton last year. Yes, but I want to travel more. I am attempting to take a trip every month. I want to be outside of the state and doing something fun, being somewhere sunny. Right now, it is about 5 degrees outside. It feels like negative 10. And it's a beautiful sunny Sunday, but I want it. I want more. I want sun always. It is my dream one day to not be in the Midwest in the cold. I'm going to be somewhere warm, very warm. And big things are ahead of me, guys. So my second resolution is to be out of the state once a month. This month I came back. I celebrate New Year's on the East Coast, so I was technically in a different state for January already, so I have that covered. At the beginning of February, I'm going to be taking a trip to Texas, which I'm really excited about, and I'm also going to be making a video for it on my main YouTube channel. Speaking of my main YouTube channel, AJ Monster 101, I am starting the Casey Neistat film course. It's kind of like a master class, but it's on a service called Monthly. I'm going to be starting that Monday. Class starts tomorrow. Today is Sunday, and I'm very excited. I want to start making YouTube videos a ton. I want to start making them and build a community and funnel that community into the podcast. And guys, I'm almost stressed with how much manifesting. If you could get dreams by just thinking about how much you want it, I'd be almost there. And maybe that's what it is. I've been. If I sound low energy, I'm not. I've just been thinking a ton. When I get back from a vacation, I'm always super stressed to try to get back into the routine, get on my stuff, and get things going. And I think that's why vacations are really good, because they make me reflect when I'm on vacation. They give me time to relax. They give me time to enjoy myself. But then when I come back, I am able to look at problem areas while on the vacation, find things that I need to improve or want to improve in my life, and then attack them with new power and intensity. So if I seem low energy, I'm not low energy. I'm just really in a determined mindset. Anyways, could be traveling to Texas, and after that, a very, very exciting trip to Hawaii will be happening over my spring break. Hawaii is my dream destination, and kind of figuring out the details, and I think I'll be there. So yeah, I'm hoping. Here's my hope. Tomorrow, class starts. Casey Neistat film course. My hope is I learn to create YouTube videos well, or create videos well. And then I learn to find subjects that I can make a video of at least once or twice, maybe 3 times a week. Gain a following on YouTube. The next book I'm going to be reading is all about YouTube, how to build a following, how to make it. And I want to make videos. I want to include my friends, my family. I want to include myself, obviously, and I want to make it big on YouTube, guys. That's my dream. I'm throwing everything I have at this stream. So I'm really excited. But my last thing on my notes, we're flying through this podcast already, even though I haven't been on in forever. Guys, lately I've been feeling like weird in the sense that I read these autobiographies, and like Dave Grohl, he's an amazing drummer, one of the best drummers ever. He has this amazing life where he just knew at the age of like 13, 14 that he was going to be a drummer in a band, or that he would do nothing to stop from being a drummer in a band. And sometimes when I was younger, I had so many different wants and things I liked. I've always liked YouTube. I've always really liked video games. I've always liked a ton of different things. Sometimes I worry that, oh my God, liking all these different things will put me in so many different directions and I won't be able to be really successful in one thing. And I love entertaining people. That's like probably my number one. I've always loved entertaining people. Hanging out with people, making them laugh is just such a great feeling. And when I read the Will Smith autobiography, he's famous at like 17, 18. And when I was in high school, going into high school, I was the shortest kid. I literally look like a sixth grader in entering high school. And I feel like, well, obviously I know I hit puberty late and I was a late bloomer, matured late, but also sometimes I think that I don't know how to compile my thoughts. Sometimes I feel like my brain developed later too. And I feel like I am very mature, but I always feel like a kid. I don't really feel like an adult. I don't know, man, this is kind of a weird rant tangent that's going on in the podcast, but when I read these stories, I feel like all these guys were so motivated and so understanding of exactly what they wanted to do, and I have a general idea of what I want to do. I have the passion, I have the drive. I sometimes worry that like I'm too late or I'll never be the best at it or whatever, so I don't know. Weird things I've been thinking about lately, but you better know that I'm going to give it my damnedest. I'm not going to give up, and I'm going to try to make something that people enjoy watching and enjoy experiencing. Other than that, I've just been chilling. I ate really unhealthy over break because whenever I go on breaks, I'm a very a binary person where I either am like really, really, really determined to eat healthy, work out, do all that. Like over the summer, I was working out every single day. I was eating healthy or attempting to eat healthy every single day. And I ran a 5K almost every day this summer. And when I was working out, it felt great, felt good, felt determined. I still work out, but over winter break, I just kind of like pigged out. And I'm sure a lot of people do that, but now I feel like behind the 8 ball a little. So this past week, been eating healthy, been working out, been feeling good, getting back into the swing of classes. Half my classes are online, which kind of annoys me because I want either all my classes online or none of my classes online. Because if they were all online, I would just buy a ticket to go somewhere warm and stay with like a relative in a warm place and then do my classes somewhere where it was warm and like kind of like make it into almost a vacation. But now that my classes are half and half, it's kind of weird. Also, online classes are hard to pay attention in, and it's just an odd time. But hopefully after Omicron, everything gets better with the COVID thing. I know we've been saying that for years, but I'm really, really hopeful. Another gift I got that you guys see in the video is a poster from the Green Day concert I went to this summer. It was my first concert ever. I went with my mom, and we had the best time of my life. The time of our lives, you could say. And it was Weezer, Fall Out Boy, and Green Day. And it was a absolutely amazing concert. And I got a poster of me at the concert, Green Day, Weezer, Fall Out Boy. It was amazing. Green Day, as you guys know, is my favorite band, and they do not disappoint when it comes to a concert. So that was another gift. I got some clothes, and that's about it. It was a good Christmas. It was a really good winter break. Went ice skating. Trying to think of other things I did. Did a ton. Just spent a ton of time with family. Watched a bunch of movies. Had that new movie with Jennifer Lawrence is her name, and Leonardo DiCaprio. Don't Look Up. It's a really funny commentary on the world today, the media, the politics, the science, the human beings, life. It's very funny. So if you're looking for a funny movie that also is kind of cynical towards, I don't know the right word. It's very funny, very funny. Other news, so the video game I play is called League of Legends, and I've been playing it since 4th grade. I've mentioned it on the podcast before. Kind of nerdy, but I'm a nerd, so deal with it. When I first started playing, I was in 4th or 5th grade. It was end of season 3. There's seasons. A season lasts a year, and during that season, you can play the ranked mode and try to obviously play against other players at your skill, climb rank or fall rank, and climb the ranks or fall down the ranks is what I meant to say, and you get a rank. So when I first started, I was the lowest rank possible, bronze 5, and since then I've made to top 1%. Anyways, I've said this before in the podcast, but what's new is a few days ago the new season of the game started. So your rank resets, and now it's like there's new things in the game. So it's very exciting, but also stressful, because last season I was at about 6 months ago, I was at the highest rank I've ever been. And now I'm not playing as well, so now I'm trying to figure out why I'm not playing as well, and I'm in my head. And I wonder if this is how, I'm not comparing myself to a professional athlete, but when Tiger Woods is top of his game, playing amazing, and then I think he got into an accident or broke his hip, or I don't know. Something happened, and he had to people are like, he's never going to be the best again. He's never going to return. And then he goes through and just has the fortitude to be the best. And also lately, I've been wondering what it feels like to be the best at something. I feel like I'm good at a lot of things, but just good at them. My little brother Joey, he was playing some music for me. He plays drums, guitar, piano, and he produces music. He was playing music for me, and I'm sitting there listening to it, and it's oh my god, I need water. I'm sitting there listening to his music. Shout out Joey if you're listening. Joey's going to be a star one day, guys. You can quote the podcast. People are going to be bringing up this video. Joey is insanely talented at music. Insane singer, insane guitar player, insane drummer, insane piano player, insane producer. He is insane when it comes to music. Extremely inspiring. So I'm sitting there listening to him, and first off, when someone's really good at singing or really good at music or whatever, you'll be listening to the music and you'll go off to a memory. You'll stop listening to music because suddenly that music is taking you somewhere. He was playing some song by the Beatles, and I wasn't even hearing him because of how good he was playing, if that makes sense. I was off in a memory or off thinking about something else. And I was sitting there oh my god, he is so amazing, guys. Anyways, the other night, he's playing me some stuff he produced on his computer, and I just literally felt bad about myself because I feel as though I am not good. Hopefully this isn't a really negative thing to say about myself, but I feel like I don't have something like that where I'm that good at it. He is that good at music where I almost feel oh my god, I'm not good at anything like this. And I wonder how many people feel that way. How many people look at someone who's extremely talented and just goes, "Oh my god, I am not as good at that. I'm not as good at something as they are at that." And then I'm confused because, well, maybe I am as good as him with entertainment and stuff. But you shouldn't be comparing. But this is where I've been conflicted lately. I see someone doing something so amazing, and I'm sitting there reflecting on myself going, do I have things like this that people feel that way about me? And maybe that's a really selfish thing to think when you're listening to someone else's music or listening to something or seeing someone's greatness. But it's weird. I don't want to just be mediocre, and I'm working so hard to be good in my life, to be good at something, and I'm here. I'm putting in the hard work. I'm disciplined. But I hope that's enough. I hope you just... It's weird. The learning curve of life, everything is learning. Everything. I read a book last year called Limitless, and it talks about how you can do anything, and it's a lot about learning and the learning curve. And learning is so weird because you just get hit with failure, and you have to just push through. And when you're in that failure stage, you're looking up at people that have gone through the failure stage, and you go, did they go through this failure stage, or am I just not as good as them? And I have faith. And I'm very thankful that I am able to push through that. I won't surrender to the pressure. Hopefully this isn't super vague, and hopefully you guys are relating to some way. But there's things in everyone's life where you want to get good at something and you're not good at it yet, and you got to just keep pushing through. And you just have to keep working hard, and you have to push through any embarrassment or failure or fears that you may have in hopes that you become great. And that's what I hope to do through a lot of things, through reading, through guitar, through YouTube, through working out, and through League of Legends, the video game I play. Those 5 things, it's a lot, and I don't want to divide my attention, but also I love all those things. So then I'm conflicted on what to do. I don't know. This podcast was all over the place. AJHD episode 6. I hope you guys had an amazing winter break. If you guys had winter breaks, spend some time with family, had a good New Year's. If you are on YouTube, comment down below your New Year's resolution. And if you don't believe in New Year's resolutions, tell me why underneath, and maybe we can have a chat. If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, give me a rating. Give it a thumbs up. I don't really know how it works. I think it's 5 stars. Give me 5 stars, guys. Give me 5 stars. Yeah. Find your greatness, and don't worry if you feel inadequate at the moment, because that's kind of how I'm feeling. I'm feeling inadequate about certain parts of my life, and I'm here to work through it. I'm here to work for it and get better at the things I want to get better at. And I'm very, 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 very hopeful, thankful, and faithful that I'll be able to do it. And I'm excited to have guests on this podcast soon. I'm planning on having my best friend Theo on the podcast soon, my sister eventually, my little brother, and a ton of more people on the podcast eventually. I just want to get my feet settled into the podcast first. Thank you guys who have been listening. And if you enjoyed this episode, you'll enjoy tomorrow's even more, or the next day, or whenever it comes out. Guys, I'm extremely ecstatic for this Casey Neistat class. I'm excited. I'm going to record a second episode today because I kind of want to get ahead on stuff. So maybe the second episode you hear is today's. But we'll see. Goodbye, guys. Hope you have a great day.